This is a federal government premises, federal training center.
Okay, it's converted to...
After touring the city of Maiduguri, Kayode visited the Dalori IDP camp. IDP stands for Internally Displaced Persons. The International Organization for Migration, IOM, in collaboration with the country's National Emergency Management Agency, began the displacement tracking matrix to collect accurate data on the levels of displacement. This data is useful in providing support to the affected individuals. As of June 2015, 95% of IDPs were because of the Boko Haram Insurgency, and in Borno State, there were just over 1 million individuals displaced.
We're here in Dalori camp, Maiduguri, and I've been made to understand that this is the the most recent camp. We've got almost 17,000 internally displaced persons in this camp in Maiduguri.
60% of IDPs are sheltered in schools, 29% in government buildings, whilst the remainder use community centres and tents, which are self-made or donated by aid agencies. Most of them do not have access to electricity or cooking facilities.
This is a number. Each household has got a number for their household, so this is number 573. If you can see, people sleep on the floor. We're hoping government will make their life better by at least let us have security.
Despite the presence of on-site security, incidents have still been reported. The most common types are theft and friction amongst site residents. There have also been incidents of gender-based violence, including sexual abuse.
So there's this high rate of rape cases in the camps. There's supposed to be like a women's hostel and a men's hostel, not like a mixed room anyhow.
Some of the IDP camps have mechanisms in place for the survivors of gender-based violence.
New people just arrived at the camp and they are building up this structure, putting up this structure for the new entrance. I've been told by one of the officials here that they receive people every single day. And if we move closer here, you see them dig way down on the floor. They dig just to put up this structure in place. And when they finish this structure, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a new home for new IDPs that are coming into the camp. The emphasis I will make is we need to support them. So right now we have almost 19,000 people. So imagine if the insurgency doesn't stop, this place will be overwhelmed. And this is about now there's something interesting. There are some children singing. What is the meaning of the song? I have this video. Okay, thank you. So this is how they keep them happy, right? So what happened there is that these children, to keep their life happy, every day they organize themselves, organize songs. They go around.
Back to peace.
What they are saying is that the song means we've left Burma, we've come down to peace. So the peace is the peace of this IDP camp where workers, volunteers are doing all their possible best to try and make them quite happy. So, well, I had fun there. I danced, I jumped, and for a moment I forgot the challenges, and I'm quite happy that even with the means of not having a lot, they still try to make the best out of life. That's a lesson to so those of you sitting on Twitter thinking life is all about just dancing in Abuja. There are challenges here that needs to be addressed for our people.
The children at the Dalori camp also attend school. Kayode caught them queuing for lunch, which was provided by staff from a non-governmental organisation called Save the Children. The NGOs are overwhelmed by the large number of new arrivals and quickly run out of supplies. At the time of filming, this school had 3,700 children using just 4 classrooms.
If you ask me, really, this is not good enough. We need to support NEMA, support all the agencies that are working here day in, day out, trying to help and support this organization. It's important that people leave their homes, donate to the efforts of not just the government but the people of Borno State, because whatever happens in Borno affects the whole of Nigeria, and we're just happy that we're here to see things for ourselves.
Kayode took time to have a quick read of a young boy called Yamak Abubakar.
This is a sign of respect in some tribes.
Yamak is doing exactly what the Boko Haram murderous insurgency is against, trying to have an education and reading modern texts.
Okay, now I'm just speaking to this young man now who says he wants to go to school so that he can work for the government, you know, and these are the kind of ambition these young children have, and we just have to do everything we can, you know, for these children as a people, you know, as a country, irrespective of where we come from. We need whatever it takes to work with the people, NEMA, all the organizations that are working together to make sure that the life of these IDPs gets better.
Green leaf.
So my guy just told me that the people we just, you saw the woman I was tasting this food from, they're actually from Sambisa. These are the people that were liberated from Sambisa area, and they brought them to this Sambisa forest. They brought them to this camp.
It's just like 30 minutes drive from the Dalori camp you were at. It's not a far away place. Sambisa is close. It's between Konduga and Maiduguri, because it was a park. Before we used to go there at weekends. Me, that's supposed to be the first place to be raided, because if like there's a saying that says if you kill the snake and you don't cut the head. So Sambisa is like the head of Boko Haram. If they get attacked from other places, they'll just run there and hide there, and they know that it's a place. It's like almost like a no-go area, and I don't know why it's that way. So one of the major solutions is that Sambisa needs to be raided.
During a tour of the camp's clinic, it is apparent that the conditions are less than ideal and staff shortages are at critical levels due to security concerns. The remaining medical staff deal with a lot of medical challenges.
A lot of these victims have lost their husbands. They've seen their husbands killed, their sons, and others have lost parents. And so the loss of loved ones has led to a lot of cases of hypertension, post-traumatic stress disorder. And you see these victims, some of them have no caregivers, they've lost the parents. So a lot of women, young women, are exposed to sexual assault and sexual abuse, and cases of teenage pregnancies has increased.
Kayode managed to speak to the clinic director at Dalori camp, who did not want to be on camera.
When we started assisting these camps, you can see how terrible that situation was.
Wow.
But now,
I have the picture from the beginning.
now
Things are getting better.
I know of a time when about 8 people died in this camp in a day.
8 a day?
Yeah, 8 people. We have about 28 women that newly gave birth to children, and they are all having twins.
I have the picture.
Twins, all of them 28.
Wow.
Now, a mother that is going to feed a twins, what has she in her system that she will feed twins? She herself, she doesn't have anything. So that is the reason why we established this.
The IDPs are people that were in their own residential areas before. and they had some medical personnel taking care of them. Now they've all been displaced, so they are now an additional burden to what was existing in Maiduguri. Most of the IDPs have left their places and have come to Maiduguri, and the facility we have, the doctors, the nurses and other healthcare workers are meant for Maiduguri and now catering for all these local governments that have been displaced.
So there's huge pressure on
There is huge pressure.
Before leaving the clinic, Kayode gave away 3 teddy bears to some lucky young girls, a small comfort in the tough lives of these children. Back in the car park, Kayode also had a word with a Nigerian soldier who also did not want to be on camera.
Thank you very much for your support, and especially for your own commitment, personal commitment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother.
If we don't plan for these children, we're finished
In the future.
as a country. And I said the solution is to get them permanent to where they belong. Because the longer we have camps, the longer our problem continues. The problem they have in South Sudan today was the fact that South Sudan accepted camps as a permanent solution to their issues. Today, those camps is where the rebel groups go and pick children. The rebels will come, they will give them, maybe the children they've not seen milk for 2 months. Just even 1 tin milk is enough to lure them.
At the end of his short visit to Dolori camp, Kayode had a small gift for some of the children.
What I did was that I woke my children up and said to them that there are people like you who need these clothes more than you do. And what do you think should happen? They went and brought their own clothes and their shoes, you know. The permanent solution is that these people will return to their community. They will work very hard for themselves. When I was going around, I saw people already trading by themselves. They are trying to make a life out of what they have here, you know. So hopefully people who saw me coming here will know that they can also come and assist the job the state government is doing, the federal government and the agencies.
Thank you very much. This thing that you are calling it a small is not a small. We really appreciate it. Not just this thing that you brought here, the heart, because really, you really feel that really there are some people who are suffering here.
Yes.
You want to help them, so we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
With that, Kayode headed to Maiduguri airport, back to Abuja, Nigeria's capital city.
So we've come to the 3rd and final day of our journey to Maiduguri. Visited the IDP camps, gone around the town to see what's happening. Had a conversation with the civilian JTF, with the Attorney General of Borno State and Commissioner, and it's quite difficult to actually put a sense into what's going on around here. The people seem to persevere and want to get on with their lives despite all the attacks, all the bomb blasts and what have you. And there seems to be a kind of determination to live, you know. The strong points from this visit is the fact that if Nigeria should continue to keep these camps for as long as 2 years, it's serious implications for Nigeria. There should be an urgent need to relocate people back to their communities so that you would have young children move away from the conditions they find themselves. And that's it. It's been quite an experience visiting Maiduguri.
International Airport, Abuja.
Next stop, an IDP camp in Abuja.
Give us light, water, good roads to Waka. Allow us to live better.
Just before entering the camp, Kayode meets some of the residents, including Sarah Yusuf, who made an extra long journey to this camp when she was pregnant with the baby she has on her back.
Daga Goza zuwa Cameroon. daga Cameroon kuma zuwa Mubi, daga Mubi sai muka samu hanyar da muka shiga Abuja. Shine muka zo muka tarar da mutane, shine muka hada kai tare da su muka zo na.
Even among the people, the Fulani that we are suffering, because some of us are from Maiduguri, that they have all this Boko Haram.
Yes.
Some of us from Plateau, some of us from Kaduna,
yes,
and Bauchi. So all of us were involved on those crises and other things that happen. So that's why, as we are living here, we are not happy.
And if you just look around you, if you look around, there are buildings all over the place. There are new multi-billion dollar buildings, I would say, being constructed. Look, right behind me, there's another building being constructed. There's so much wealth in Abuja, so much things going on. But not a lot of people are aware that we have fellow Nigerians who are suffering, you know, who need help. And I think we'll be going to the camp now, right? So we're on our way to the camp. Okay, the Skill Acquisition Center.
And this is also the place where I do most of my counseling.
saduwa da su kan muka sadu da su sun kashe mijin kanwata ma a gaban mu cire ma yaro na mabarko ma a goyo sun tube ni tsarara ma a gaban su suka bar mu akwai yadda za a iya mayar da mu kaman gari ya jaru muna so mu koma gari ba kam mene dadi zama ba numa ana yi ba ba aiki kana yi ba kana zama banza me amfani shi.
Now you see this land, as Dorothy was saying. If you look at this where we have these IDPs are actually private properties, you know, where people have taken over and made homes. So let's go.
There is no information on whether the land is donated or if someone pays rent for it.
I was a child, I've been shouting up Nepa.
This is the women leader.
Oh, so no, sir.
Kayode then met the women's leader at the Abuja camp who had a harrowing story to tell.
Wanda suka zo suka fara harba boma bindiga sai suka je kan wani gidan an garin mu mai kudi akan da can suka fara harbawa sai kamin mu hankara muna neman hanyar fita mun gan su gaba daya sun zagaye gari sai suka je kan church kamin mu yi ya cewa mu neman hanyar fita mun gan su sun sa wuta akan church mun ga wuta kawai ya tashi kan church sai mun ce ai wannan abin ashe ya zo da niyya ne fa maza kuma lokacin dama maza ko yana zama da tsoro maza dama suna kwana a waje to maza kuma da suka ji harbin bindiga maza sun bar mu mata da yara kawai maza sun gudu abin su zuwa dutse sun bar mu mata da yara to mu kuma da muka gan wuta yana cin church mu za a zo a kokona mu duka mu mun ce kowa ya fara neman hanya to ni kuma hanyar mu dab da kwalta ne muna bakin hanyar dab zaka tsallaka ta nan kwalta zaka je ta can kwalta ba inda zan iya in fita sai na bude kofa nace to bari in bi ta kofa din kawai din zan tsallaka katanga nace kar su doke ni da bindiga sai na bude kofa na yi karfin hali cewa in fita na daga yaro nan lokacin ita karama ne sai na sa wancan babba a baya yara na suna bi na baya da muna fita kofa sai mun gansu suna tsaye da bindiga sai sun ce madam ai na zaki je nace zan fita sai sun ce ki koma gida ga jinjire wurin ki koma gida su kuma basu gan yara na a baya na ba sai na sake rufe kofa muka kwana cikin gidan kawai muna jin bindiga ne mene ina ta leka su kofa jiki na gaba daya ranzana cewa za su zo su kona mu gida kuma duk bazan yan tsallaka katangan mu yana nan da fadi bazan yan hau ba in ni na hau yara na ba za su yi su hau ba sai suka fara kone gidaje wanda mai kyau a idon su sai suka fara dudokawa suka yi kone suka kashe muna mutane da mai gadi na church din suka kashe shi da baban wancan mutumin mai kudi nan sun kashe shi sai suka sake gasa shi har da mai gadi din ma sun kashe shi sun sake gasa shi.
Water flows into this place. Most times it is flooded.
So when there is rain?
When there is rain, the whole place is flooded.
Wow.
This is what they use for cover. And they have newborn babies, 2 months old, 3 months old.
Gaskiya gwamnati baya taimake mu sai dai kawai jama'a ne suna taimake mu muna samun abinci a ciki duk haka din muna zama a bacan ga damshi ana yin ruwa kullum muna zama a cikin abin da jikinmu bai sabu ba kullum muna fama da ciwo bai yi mana ba inda gwamnati zai gyara mana kasar mu koma kasar mu shine yafi mana.
It's amazing that this is happening in the backyard of wealthy Abuja suburbs. Surely these are not good conditions to be living in.
All over, there's bushes that lead to different estates in Abuja, different major estates. So if these 2,000 people, for any reason, find it so difficult to live and need to defend, it gets to the point of, survival of the fittest. These bushes are direct access to those places. So getting these people to be humane enough so that they don't need to look for...
So I get if it becomes desperate, there's a saying that if the poor man has nothing to eat, they'll start eating the rich people.
Exactly. And these are the accesses. And the bushes are there.
So
and they are very well
linked. They are bordering Sun City, bordering
Sunnyvale, Durumi, Games Village, Gadua, Prince and Princess.
Are we really listening? Do we really see?
It's like a small alley. There are no forms of electricity, nothing. Anything can happen here. This is a family home. Oops, this is somebody's house. It's hot. They cook inside this place. Sunday Haike. Yeah. Andres, where are you from?
From Borno.
From Borno. Where in Borno?
Borno. From Goza.
Gozako?
Gozako.
Goza.
Come from Goza local government.
You're from Goza. And where is my young man from? From Goza. So majority of the people here are from Goza local government.
We have some Igbo people who have nowhere else to go. The only place they know as home is northern Nigeria. So having been displaced, they are now running with their other people to see, when people are being reconsidered to count in society again, maybe they would also be considered because they've lost everything. So we have some Igbos in this camp.
Wow. The key difference is this: these guys, this group of persons, they didn't come here by choice. They didn't come here by choice or for lack of what to do or because they just heard that Abuja is a money place. They ran for safety. They ran for safety. They came to have refuge and they are desiring to go back.
You can see the environment. That's the little bathroom people sort of make up to try and make life bearable.
The government owes it to the people to give these people a sense of dignity, which is, there's nothing dignifying about this place except for the fact that they can sleep and wake up. Everything you're seeing now is a very improved version of what was currently obtainable here before, because now you can see boreholes. Before now it was the central sewage system that they relied on to take a bath and all of that, and then early in the morning you have hundreds of people trooping down to the place. The issues of sexual abuse and all of that, but there's need for toilets. The sanitary conditions here are horrific. We just finished dealing with Ebola. Had it been Ebola came visiting to a place like this, Nigeria cannot escape it.
The staff cooperative of the Central Bank of Nigeria saw the needs of the IDPs and have been making a generous contribution ever since.
The central bank came with 2 of this, and later on they saw the need and the capacity and they came with other 2, and then they were supplying water, filling these tanks every week with a water tanker. They also came with mattresses, they came with grains of rice, they came with beans, millet, clothing, buckets and so many other things, and we came together and they were able to distribute that, and from then till now they've not stopped. In fact, they came with a stockload of medications for the children, precisely. And when they had those early challenges of pneumonia, catarrh and everything, those very medications actually helped.
This is an effort of individuals within the central bank. This is not Central Bank of Nigeria officials. These are very good-minded individuals within the central bank who came together, the cooperative society. They are supplying water, they put medical needs. But we can do much more better as far as I'm concerned. this is Abuja. This is not some odd village in Gombe. This is Abuja. This is the seat of government. This is where, when you visit, you say this is the most immaculate city in the world, in Africa. You see beautiful houses. It's amazing. Estates keep creeping up, but right here, within those riches, we have communities like this. We have young people who more or less don't even understand what they are, what future that Nigeria has got for them. So on that note, we would hope that government will see this and will be able to do something.
Kayode put some of the concerns of the IDPs, staff at the camps, and his own to Femi Adesina, Special Advisor on Media to Nigerian President Buhari.
He feels very distressed. There was a day that he was at a security briefing, and when they were talking about those IDPs and the conditions of the victims of Boko Haram and all that, you could see how he was reacting. My heart went out to him. I felt for him because you could see that he was touched to the point of almost shaking physically, and that shows you that we have a president that is concerned, that cares. When we were in the United States in July, and the World Bank disclosed that it will give about $2.1 million to Nigeria as a soft loan to rebuild the Northeast. The president said the first priority should be resettling the IDPs from that money when it comes. So he's quite concerned about them. He's aware. When we went to Cameroon, he spoke with the president of Cameroon about the IDPs too. He's quite concerned about them. And yes, you said things were getting better when you went to Maiduguri. It will get a lot better.
Since filming, there have been some developments at the Lori camp. They have now started building mobile schools. A working team set up by the Vice President of Nigeria started a mapping process for all IDPs in Nigeria and an increased effort to tackle the insurgency in northeast Nigeria. However, more displaced persons continue to turn up in camps across Nigeria.
1, 2, 3, go! Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our father's land, with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain, to serve with all our might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Yes, clap for yourself. Oh yeah, I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend it, honor and glory. So help me God. Yes! Thank you, guys.